Well, hello everybody. How y'all doing? We are sitting back here again. It is frequency 140 movies, right? And we are going through the big three of horror films. I know me and Mr. Ben, we brother, we got them all kind of divvied up and how we want them. I know last time I did Halloween. This time I'm doing Friday the 13th. We're going to do these tiers and we're going to come together and discuss everything, in general. So it's going to be a really good thing, a really cool experience. Hopefully you guys are down with it. So let me go ahead and get this tier started with Friday the 13th, right? So this is 1980. This is a year after in which I was born. So kind of a great introduction into the horror film franchise or the genre. But 1980 is Friday the 13th. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let's see. Let's get our tier ready to roll here. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody. Okay, so let's start right here with the very first. Okay, Friday the 13th, the original. Friday the 13th. That's the name. And now I might get a little skewed for this. That's okay. Understand me. Follow me, please. This had nothing to do with as far as Jason Voorhees being the killer. This was his mother. This was Pamela Voorhees, the actual original killer. She was a camp cook and taking revenge upon camp counselors who unfortunately neglected her son Jason and allowed him to drown. And now she's coming back to take revenge on anybody, as far as a camp counselor, that wants to continue to act the way in which they acted, fornicate, if you will. And yeah, she definitely takes it out upon them. So, with it being the first, though, it's not the best. It's an introduction, in my opinion. This is my opinion, of course. It's not the best. So I'm going to go ahead. It's right there. It's an introduction. So I'm going to go ahead and put this right here at my axe. Now, I want to make sure. So my ratings this time, I had my favorite Halloween candies the last time, as far as rating and putting the tiers of the Halloween movies. Today, it's my favorite tools in which Jason may have used, right? Tools of the trade. The best is going to be the machete. That's the all-time classic. Second is going to be the axe, right? Third, a crossbow. I mean, that's just a classic one for me that he used was a crossbow. The fourth is a little bit obscure, but if you are a Jason fan, you love this one, the sleeping bag. You remember just finding the girl or whoever's asleep back, taking them, just slamming them across the pine tree, whatever tree. I'm just saying it was a definitely a creative kill in my book. And then of course bare hands, because if he wanted to, he could just grab a hold of you and you'd be done. It didn't matter. You're not getting away from Jason once he gets a hold of you or finds a way to do away with you. So there we go. Machete, axe, crossbow, sleeping bag, bare hands. So Friday the 13th, 1980, the very first one starts right there with the axe. It's right there in the axe category. It's second to best. Not the best, but close. So let's move right along. Friday the 13th, Part 2. We're talking about 1981. Now, this is a monumental, a groundbreaking film in the franchise, because this is the first time we actually get Jason Voorhees as the actual murderer, right? He's the slasher, the slayer. And this time we've got him in his original form, which is the old baghead. The one eye through the potato sack, which was awesome. I mean, it truly was. It was Raw Dog, right? But it was Jason Voorhees as we first got to see him. And so this one kind of told the backstory, the history, gave us a little bit of fleshing out the mythos and or the mythology of it, but really trying to go in a different direction here and gave us Jason for the first time as the actual murderer. So I'm going to go ahead and put Friday the 13th Part 2. Again, I'm right there with an axe. It's not the best, but it's right there, okay? Okay, so here we go, moving right along to Friday the 13th, Part 3. All right, Friday the 13th, Part 3 is 1982. Now, this is special because it's 3D. 3D, folks, so everything was coming at you. And live, in action, in color. And believe it or not, in 1983, I would have been 4 years old. My older sister snuck me into this one, and I could get in. You didn't have to have a driver's license. She kind of just tucked me beside her, and we just walked in together. I was that small, but I got to see Friday the 13th 3D in the theaters. It was a great experience because not only do we have 3D, but we get the first appearance of the hockey mask. The iconic hockey mask. Here it is. Yes, Friday the 13th, Part 3 in 3D. I'm going to go ahead and put that. That's right there with the machete. It's a machete because it is the first time we get the hockey mask. We get one of the classic kills, even though crossbow is kind of down the line. He shoots somebody now with the crossbow, which is awesome. Was a great kill to me. Go back, check it out. Yep, pretty scary stuff. But here we go. Moving right along. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Here we go. The one. the one and all, one of my favorite. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. We thought this would be it, and I honestly, it should have been it, in my opinion. Not that I'm knocking anything that came after it. I'm just saying this was awesome. They kind of tied everything together. I thought this would have been a perfect way to end the franchise. You had Corey Feldman coming in for the first time as Tommy, and having somewhat of a connection a little bit, not so much, but a little more in the macabre. Loved the horror movies, the horror masks, all that good stuff. But this right here was it, man. I mean, you had everything. You had the cinematography, the color, the action, the sequences. Everything was just perfect. Everything about this movie was perfect. It was the perfect slasher. It's everything that you want Friday the 13th to be. And I thought this would have been a perfect way to end the franchise. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here at Machete. Here we go. All right. So that would have been the perfect way to end a franchise. Unfortunately, the powers that be, the ones that are making the money, cashing the checks, breaking the necks, right? They decided, no, we need one more. We can do this. Come on, we keep this going. What do we have? Well, we have one of my opinion, one of the worst, the most abysmal of all the franchise, and it's just right there. This is going to be Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, I believe. Yes, is this what it is? This is horrible. What is this? We literally have an individual who goes on a revenge streak to take out any camp counselors or anyone coming in to open up the camp or try to make it go again because of his grief. I did not like this at all. The whole thing kind of freaked me out because I was like, no, the last one that I saw was it. That's where it ended. But then not only did they go forth and give him a completely, like they give him a hockey mask, but you can tell the difference because you get the blue triangles. There are blue triangles on this dude's hockey mask opposed to the reds, which we're more used to. But then when they took off the mask, you found out he has on a bald cap, an actual bald cap, and like something surrounding his face. It's horrible. It like anyway. I'm only mentioning that because it's part of the franchise, but this is going in bare hands, guys, all the way. Boom, bare hands. There it is. All right, moving right along. All right, here we go. 1986. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives. He is back, y'all. The man behind the mask. Matter of fact, we had an Alice Cooper music video, right? That was all about this film because that was the theme song. The actual song for the film was "The Man Behind the Mask." A great movie. I love this movie. I was 1986. I had to be about 6 years old, growing up with Jason, loving Jason, and just digging it. You've got not only Tommy Jarvis coming back to take revenge, and I don't know why. I don't know why he's got to dig him up. I mean, other than the fact he feels like he has to just make sure it's all done right. Takes the steel rod, shoves it through his heart. Unfortunately, it's struck by lightning. Jason comes back, goes on another rampage, right? Does the whole thing. But two keys. Number one, Horshack. Horshack, right? From Welcome Back Kotter. Mr. Kotter. Yeah, he's in there. He's the first kill of the movie, as a matter of fact. And then you have the iconic where he's Jason is chasing the paintball team through the woods and he slams the guy into the tree and all of a sudden you have the "Have a nice day" smiley face on the tree. You remember that? And then of course for us here in Georgia, it was actually filmed at a state park here in Georgia. Camp Crystal Lake is at a state park here in Georgia. You can look that up and go visit at any time. Now, you have to make reservations because the word's gotten out. It's kind of like the, what is it, the Wonderful World of Oz in North Carolina. Now everybody knows about it, so you got to kind of find out when and where you can get in there. So I'm going to go ahead and say, with all that, man, yeah, it's right there with the machete. Boom. Friday the 13th, Part 7, A New Blood. I think we're kind of getting to where we're mixed of where movie studios are wanting to capitalize on this franchise, keep it going. Yeah, they were digging. They were digging. It did all right. You had kind of the psychic connection between the young lady and then Jason Voorhees and all the things that went along with that. Can get convoluted at times, but they're just trying to keep this thing alive. So not to go too deep into this, wasn't really much to it for me anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and put this right here. I'm gonna give it a crossbow because it's not that bad, but. So here we go. This is Friday the 13th, Part 8. This is Jason Takes Manhattan. I liked the fact when he met the gang members. I'll give you that. Then when he took his mask off, I liked that. That was cool. Everything other than that was is pretty just regurgitated. Basically just put in the setting of New York City, and unfortunately they couldn't even get New York City. They had to film it in, I believe it was Vancouver or Toronto when it was Vancouver. Yep. So hey, Jason goes to Vancouver, right? Or takes over, whatever it may be. Either way, not the biggest fan of this one. So I'm going to go ahead and yes, it's going right there in the bare hands. See? That's easy. All right, here we go. Friday the 13th, Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the bare hands. It's right there. There's not much I can say about that. The fact that you open up the first 5 minutes, you blow him up, and I'm like, well, that's it. That's it. That's the movie. We're done. Nope, we're gonna travel along, and now we're gonna have the coroner, who was George Dukes from Rocky Five. He's the coroner. He's gonna eat his heart, and then he's gonna be, the embodiment of Jason, and then the embodiment, and then we got the whole bounty hunter coming in, and figures out, oh, well, the only way Jason can be killed is because he's got to have another member of his family, and if he possesses a member of his family, then way too much for me, way too much. So, like I said, it's right there, bare hands. We're done with that. When Jason went to hell, that movie went to hell. That movie can stay in hell, as far as I'm concerned. That's just me. It's my personal opinion. Okay. So moving right along, Jason X. All right. Me and Brother Ben both are sentimental to this one. Brother Ben has a much higher appreciation for this than I do, but I can see where he's coming from, because at this point, what else can you do other than take Jason into outer space? Where else are we going to go with this? You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I wish we could have tied this into if we had Jason in outer space, we had aliens, and then we had Predator. Can you imagine that three-way right there? Huh? I'm just saying. Anyway, if anybody wants to write that movie with me, give me a call, hook me up, let me know that I came up with that idea right here. Said it right here. Okay. Anyway, Jason X, which is Jason 10. In outer space, a redesign, a whole reconfiguration of you're in space now, or you're in the future, redesign of the mask, redesign of the whole body type, everything, kind of like a cyborg thing now, whatever it may be. That's, it was doing what it was supposed to do. Basically, this was the movie where I think Hollywood said, just go for broke, whatever, just do something, just give me something different, something different, please. And they did the best they could in trying to keep true to the franchise. So we're gonna go ahead and put Jason 10 or Jason X. I want to put that right there with Crossbow, just because it's got campiness, cheesiness, and the fact that we're right there at the turn of the century type thing. So we got a whole cultural type thing. Literally, if you watch this movie, you can see everything that was going on from the '90s going into the early 2000s, and how what everybody thought was cool at the time. Anyway, so here we go. Now we are past the actual franchise. That was the final of the original Friday the 13th franchise. This is a combination. This right here is 2003's Freddy vs. Jason. We had been waiting on this. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed every bit of it. I love going to the movie theater and being there in 2003, and one half of the theater yelling Jason, one half of the theater yelling Freddy. It was a big to-do. It was a cultural happening, and I was there for it. I was a Freddy fan. I'm going to tell you, I was a Freddy fan, but that did not turn out in the way in which I would like. Jason definitely beat the shit out of him, as he should, because all Jason has to do is get his hands on you, whether it be in the real world or the dream world. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how they worked everything in. I enjoyed the campiness, even with it being as campy as it was. I enjoyed the story. So I'm going to go ahead and put Freddy vs. Jason right here. It is a machete movie for me. Yep. So here we go. This is the 2009 remake. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I'm a fan. I'm a fan simply because of one thing. The dude runs now. He's more mobile. He doesn't have to walk silently and just wait. No, he'll chase you down. That's all good. I don't know what people necessarily want sometimes out of reboots when it comes to classic stories. We all want to see reiterations, but we don't want to see them screwed up. I don't think this screwed it up. I think it added enough of modern day flair to just, add to the story and kind of give it what we needed. But a lot of people don't like it because they're like, well, why mess with the original? I get it. But I think Jason and Michael Myers and even Freddy Krueger, if done right, you can. These are characters that they hold some weight and they can be carried on, but you got to be careful with them and how you write them. I'm going to put this right here. I know. I'm sorry, guys. It's an axe. It's right there. It's not the very best, but it's not the very worst. I liked it. I enjoyed it. There's my tier for the Friday the 13th franchise. Let's go ahead and see where I'm at. Make sure. All right, so machetes, like the very best. So we got part 3. We have the final chapter, part 4. We have part 6, Jason Lives. We have Freddy vs. Jason. In the axe category, the second to best, we have the original Friday the 13th, we have Friday the 13th Part 2, and we have the Friday the 13th remake from 2009. Our crossbow, which is our third, right? We've got Friday the 13th 7, A New Blood. We've got Friday the 13th X, which would be Part 10. No sleeping bags. Nobody got in the sleeping bag on this one. Okay, smart. But we do have some bare hands kills, and those were, let's see, that's A New Beginning. That is Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason Goes to Hell. That is my Friday the 13th tier for this video. Thank y'all so much. Tune in, like, ring the bell, do whatever you need to do. Hang out with us as always. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time around. Geeks, freaks, nerds, unite. Let's scare some folks.